Now, I often tell people too, fix the things you repeat every day, because people tend to think of those as trivial. You brush your teeth, you have your breakfast, you have your routines that you go through every day. Well, those probably constitute 50% of your life.
What does it truly need to level up your game in real life? To improve yourself right now and grow into your very best self? Let's find out. Welcome everybody. My name is Niklas and I'm a neuroscientist, a dementia researcher and a high performance coach. And on this channel, I will give you peak performance tips to maximize your productivity, as well as psychological and neuroscientific insight into how you can become your very best self. Now, that out of the way, the clip you saw earlier, that was from the, somewhat controversial psychologist and former Harvard professor, Jordan Peterson. And like Jordan pointed out, it's the mundane things that we do every day that are key. Not to mention that actually 75% of our behavior is automatic. And that's also why our routine and habits are more important than anything else.
And people think, well, they're mundane, I don't need to pay attention to them. It's like, no, that's exactly wrong. The things you do every day, those are the most important things you do, hands down.
However, there's actually one thing that I learned personally as a coach, and that is the following statement. It's very true, and it is, show me your daily routine and your schedule, and I'll tell you how successful you'll be in every area of your life. I keep repeating that, once again, because it is that important and that crucial. And it's also like Jordan said in the beginning, don't just sit there, start to fix something. In other words, start to take action in your daily lives and level up your game. So in this video, I will now cover the 3 mandatory life rules that if you follow them, they will allow you to level up your strength, your perception, your endurance, your charisma, your skills, and whatever else you like every single day to become the very best version of yourself. And as a little bonus for those of you guys who stick around until the end of the video, I will also give you a sacrilegious mindset shift that will make you incredibly successful. So for those motivation gurus out there who feel exposed after this video, well, don't come at me. I won't, yeah? Anyhow, if you're excited, just please smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't to make the channel grow. I would highly appreciate that, and let's dive right in. Alright, first and foremost, let's look at the 3 life rules that you need to follow on a daily basis to level up consistently, to become extraordinary. To begin with, let's go back to psychologist Jordan Peterson. Now, I will not cover his political or religious opinions, so let's just put that stuff aside. Who cares? But what I want to highlight are his more recent books, and they are called 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos, and Beyond Order, 12 or More Rules for Life. And in those 2 books, I will link them in the description for you later, Jordan Peterson pretty much outlines 12 life rules each. So 12 in each of them, which means 24 rules in total. And these pretty much describe how to live an overall great and balanced life. I looked at them and I got quite motivated, so I thought I'd make a video about it. Generally spoken, all of these rules are crucial. They're very basic, but very impactful. And all of them are linked to long-term success and high performance. So if you are interested in some good reads, again, you can check out the books in the description. I will link it for you there. But for the sake of this video, I've picked out the 3 rules that I want to expand on, because these 3 life rules are the ones that you need to level up your game. The first one would be, imagine who you could be, and then aim single-mindedly at that. The second rule is, work as hard as you possibly can on at least one thing and see what happens. And the third rule, that is compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Now that we have these three rules out of the way, let's look into them, or look at them in more detail, rule by rule, and have some fun with that. Now, let's have a look at rule number 1 again. Imagine who you could be, and then aim single-mindedly at that. Now, Jordan Peterson explains that setting a goal will reconfigure your life and your world around your aim. And that's actually very true, because goals do change your perception. They have actual physiological changes and biological changes in your brain. That's what they can do. And I made an entire video, in fact, about the power of goals. Again, I'll link it in the description for you guys, so you can check it out later to see the more neuroscientific and neurobiological part of it. But to summarize it briefly, when you set a goal, two things happen. The first thing is that you reprogram the information filter in your brain. It's called the reticular activating system, to bring goal relevant information to your awareness. To give you an example, I thought about creating a course for you guys to get someone from point zero to reaching high performance and to find your inner drive, motivation, passion, and purpose. And I set this goal. I actually just noted it down basically on the post-it like I usually do. And in the last days, it's funny, I started noticing things. So, for example, I came across a few psychology books on Amazon, in fact. And yeah, these could potentially help me to make my course even better. So I just basically saw those books and thought, hey, that would actually be an amazing topic for the course. Another example would be that I ended up finding and watching some quite helpful YouTube videos, in fact, about how to create a course. So they pretty much just randomly popped up in my YouTube feed. I saw them and yeah, clicked on them. And yesterday also, in fact, I read up on something in my notebook. So I have my trusty notebook here, which I usually note down anything I learn to keep it in my head. And I was just looking through, and yeah, I came across something that then jotted down months ago. I completely forgot about it, saw it, and I immediately noticed, all right, that's amazing for the course. I need to put that into my course. So that's basically what happens when you set a goal. Then you become aware of any information that is relevant to your goal. And that is because, again, the information filter in your brain changes. Now, what goals also do, that's the second thing, is that they instruct, they guide your subconscious mind to link ideas together and come up with solutions to reach your goal. And what normally happens is that those solutions, they just randomly pop up, and it usually happens when you are relaxed and don't think about it. More precisely, it is when your brain is in alpha wave state. And that is usually the case when you wake up in the morning, for example. Again, when you are relaxed. And these things, they happen to me regularly. I normally get great ideas about what potential videos or posts I can make. I figure out how to deal with an issue in the lab, for example, when I get stuck. It inevitably happens. I tend to get bad experiments here and there. Or I might even get ideas of what to cook for dinner, basically. And again, that just happens when I eat breakfast, when I shower, when I get up in the morning, or even when I brush my teeth. So when I'm calm. That's also why I always have post-its ready, because once again, I know that when all I need to do is basically note down a question, note down what I want, a goal, and my subconscious mind will do the job for me and eventually get me an idea and link things together. So once again, before setting a goal, what you should do to make the best out of it is to note it down. Note your goal down, keep it in front of you, and have it there as a visual reminder. Again, and also make sure to look at it every day. It's even best to read it out loud every day to once again keep in your mind and keep your subconscious mind engaged, keep your information filter in check, because it is very easy to actually simply forget about what you actually intend to do, your goals, what you want to do. Another key point is that you need to make sure to be very detailed and specific, because you need to let your brain know what exactly you want and what exactly you want to look for, what exactly the brain should come up with solutions for. So don't be vague, don't give any options. So if you were to tell your brain, well, yeah, option A, B, C, D, E, F, G, they are all fine. It's basically like saying, I want food and a chocolate cake, some salad, some chicken McNuggets, a hamburger, whatever, that's all fine, it's all food. No. So just no. You need to be specific. Tell your brain what you want. You want option A and nothing else. For example, you could say, I'm looking for food, but only salads, because that helps me to reach my weight loss goal. So the more specific you are, the more likely you will get exactly what you want, and not something that's somewhat what you want. Also, by the way, that's a nice study that I've seen. And studies again show that just setting a goal by itself increases your performance by 11 to 25%. So basically, if you set a specific goal, you set yourself up to achieve it. You increase your motivation to do it. You reprogram your mind to accomplish it. And ultimately, by taking action towards your goal, you level up your skills. And that is how you reach the next level. So once again, imagine who you could be and then aim single-mindedly at this one thing. All right. So let's move on to the next life rule, and that will be work as hard as you possibly can on at least one thing and see what happens. Now let me give you an important mindset shift here. So what you need to understand is that success is not an achievement. Success is a lifestyle. For example, if you're an athlete, let's say you're a sprinter who trains for the Olympic gold medal, then success is normally seen as the moment in which you win and the gold medal is handed to you. But it's not. It's not when success happens, because success has already happened at that point. Think about it. What made you successful? What made you successful is the many years of consistently working hard before the actual competition. So you, for example, followed a great daily training routine to improve your skills as an athlete. Perhaps you tested different techniques to increase your running speed. Maybe you worked on your weak points. Could mean maybe you did strength training to train undertrained parts of your legs, such as your glutes to run faster, for example. You probably followed a great diet over those years. You had regular meetings with your coach to analyze and assess your technique and whether you're making progress, etc. You worked around injuries and bad days, etc. So in the end, all of that done over the years consistently over and over and over and over again as a lifestyle basically made you better than anyone else in the competition. So remember, success is not an overnight effort, and it's not an achievement, a trophy, a certificate, or anything that's just handed to you. Success is a lifestyle. So success is the process of getting these achievements. And again, success means that you build a routine that you follow every day. It means that you invest your time into things that bring you closer to your goal. And that could be learning for an exam to pass it, training for a competition to win it, practicing an instrument every day to go on tour one day, creating products for your business to sell them and make money, etc. So the bottom line is pick something that you truly desire. So make it a goal. Again, goal one. Work on it consistently, get incredibly good at it, and hence make it a reality. Now, that said, I'm actually curious. What is it that you truly want to achieve? Or are you still deciding between several things? Option A, B, C, D. Anyhow, write it down in the comments. It will help you to get more clear on what you actually want, and I'll make sure to comment back on it and help you with it. So simply put, rule number 2, work as hard as you possibly can on at least one thing and see what happens. Alright, now to the last rule, number 3, that would be compare yourself to who you were yesterday and not who someone else is today. That's actually an important rule, and I'll break it down into 2 parts, and let's look into them or at them individually. So the first part would be so don't compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Now, at the end of the day, it's basically irrelevant what person XYZ does, because the point is it's about leveling your game. So the goal is to be a tiny bit better at what you currently do every single day. Now, from a psychological perspective, working on something for years matters because of something called the compound effect. That means that small things we do every day, as little as they are, maybe just 5-10 minutes, they add up over time, and it makes a tremendous difference in the long term. For example, if you were to aim to be 1% better every day, you probably wouldn't even notice that, it's so minor. But if you were to improve by 1% every single day, then exponential growth would kick in. What it means is that if you were to get 1% better every day, you would be 37 times better after a year. "37 times." So if you just aim to be 1% better at something every single day, let's say playing an instrument, to give a random example, then you would be 37 times better at this after a year. So after a year, you would be 37 times better at playing the instrument. And isn't that insane? So from the perspective of a flow and high performance coach, what I've learned is that the perfect amount is actually in fact 4% better. So if you were to write 100 words today, and if it's easy, then aim to write 104 words tomorrow, and then 108 words the day after, etc. So ideally, what you should do should be hard enough to keep you engaged, to make you stretch, but it shouldn't make you snap. Now, I will not cover it in this video because it's already quite long as usual, but the challenge skills balance is in fact an important flow trigger, and it needs to be balanced perfectly. If you overdo the challenge, you become anxious. If it's too easy, you get bored, sluggish, and you lack motivation basically. So you need to find that middle ground. Not too hard, not too easy. So if you want a separate video about how to fine-tune the challenge skills balance to stay motivated and get your best out of you, let me know in the comments and I might make a video for you. Anyhow, in summary, the point is there is no freaking rare candy to increase your level like in Pokemon. The only thing that will increase your waistline. So you can only win experience points by training, by taking action, and by aiming to be at least 1%, or ideally 4%, better every day. So simply put, compare yourself to who you were yesterday and do it better. So secondly, second part of the rule, that would be don't compare yourself to who someone else is today. Now, what you need to understand is the truth is there will always be someone better than you. And likewise, there will always be someone who is worse than you. And why is that? That's simply because we're all at different parts or points in our life. Some people have leveled up their skills for years and years already, and some haven't even gotten started. For example, as one of the richest guys in the world, you probably know him, it's Tesla and SpaceX boss Elon Musk, and he has worked a minimum in fact, of 80 hours per week for the last decades. Let that sink in. In addition, he's a self-taught rocket engineer. So self-taught means that he read Soviet rocket manual and other books, and he talked to rocket engineers. So he pretty much even questioned his own employees until he learned rocket engineering. He had no degree in this. He, again, self-taught himself. In addition, he failed his way to success. He actually almost went bankrupt with SpaceX after 3 failed rocket launches. And what Elon Musk did all along was quite simple. He just wanted to become better. So he had a goal, and that was to produce really useful rockets for a low price. Again, to reduce the space travel costs for humanity. Rockets are insanely expensive, by the way, 400 million for a single launch. And yeah, in order to get the costs down, he just did it himself. He made sure that he gets better himself. And he worked on his skills, his knowledge, his rocket manufacturing business, SpaceX, every single day. Yeah. And he eventually pulled it off. And that's why he is a centi-billionaire, in fact, today. So he has been living a success lifestyle all along for decades, put in extreme hard work, and as a consequence of that, he made a fortune. So like Life Rule 3 says, don't compare yourself to who someone else is today. Again, look at their life story, their mistakes, their struggles, and their accomplishments to get to the point they are now, because that is what made them successful. So if you compare yourself, then compare yourself for inspiration. And the great thing is that pretty much those ultra successful people, they give you a free guide or recipe for success. So they have done or partially done what you want to do, and you can just copy them. You can skip all of the mistakes they made, and with that, you can massively increase your experience level and be successful even faster. So at the end of the day, to compare yourself to others for inspiration gives you a step-by-step guide that you can follow to reach your goals faster, and you gain expert knowledge to accelerate your own progress and to level up faster. You can, for example, read the books of Elon Musk to learn the things he learned over the last decades. So having accomplished people around you is probably the best thing that can happen to you, in fact, because once again, your life is about leveling up yourself to materialize your dreams. It's not about decreasing the level of others to mess them up. Alright, so thank you for sticking with me, and since you have, I will give you one bonus mindset shift to level your game up even further, and that is to forget about motivation, optimize your routine instead, and success will follow. Now, what you need to understand is that motivation, it's just an emotion. It comes and goes, and it often fades quicker than we want it to, in fact. So we can't rely on motivation. I mean, personally, in thinking about it, I'm actually rarely motivated. I might get a quick 1 minute burst of motivation when I look at my top 3 goals of the day, my little trusty calendar down there, and that's it. And the reality is you really don't need motivation whatsoever. A huge advantage of good routine and habits, in fact, is that they make motivation redundant. Also, habits massively reduce the amount of willpower that you need. So once again, to give you another example, you don't need to hype yourself up, or you don't need to expend immense amounts of willpower to brush your teeth. At least I hope that for your dental health. And the same is true for your goals. If you make it part of your routine, and if you make it a habit to work towards your goals, then it will become your everyday bread and butter. So if you do it regularly, then working and leveling up yourself can and will become as normal as brushing teeth at some point. And again, if it's as easy as brushing teeth, then who cares about motivation at that point? Alright, and with that, that completes the video. So thank you for your attention, and if you liked the video, as always, please give it a like and share it with your friends. Or fool me by giving it a like, but actually not liking it. But you wouldn't do that, right? Anyhow, as I mentioned earlier, if you want to see a video about how you can adjust the challenge skills sweet spot perfectly to stay motivated, getting the flow easier, let me know. And also feel free to drop down any high performance, success, mindset, or neuroscience based topics that you are personally interested in. And I will respond to your questions in the comments and maybe even turn them into videos, so you can't lose. You can only make me more busy, in fact, so don't overdo it, alright? Anyhow, have a nice week, guys. See ya.